And good morning, everyone. Coming to you once again from baseball field here at the park I walk to. Will be making my way into work after this video, and I've been just pondering on a topic to discuss, and what always comes in my mind is the importance of participation in society. And that participation in society comes from creativity, and creativity really is a very interesting and beautiful construct perhaps. It really helps us come to structure our reality through a very unique and individual way. And through this uniqueness, through this nurturing or cultivating an identity, we then can come to really the revelation of participating in society and participating with the economic marketplace, participating socially. And then we start developing, or perhaps just observing, the importance of maybe various different skills or knowledge that may be required to maybe perhaps just climb the social ladder, climb the corporate ladder, get into a college, whatever it may be. But this is all done through a creative mindset, and a creative mindset takes a lot of courage. And this has to be really nurtured in our early years of childhood, and maybe even more importantly into a young adulthood, where we start having opportunities to start adventuring out into the world kind of on our own, which may not be so common now, but even when I was young, I was always outside playing, just riding my bike around the neighborhood. I would just go. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of what's the correct word? There wasn't a lot of structure coming from the constant observation of some sort of parental guardian, which is a good thing. I learned to start developing a creative structure on my own through participation in the world and my environment, and I was able to make observations, problem solving, all the great things that just come from early childhood development, where you're active and playing and learning and growing. So then what is, I guess, impairing our society now? We have a tremendous amount of problems, but for the first time in our human history, we have access to instantaneous creative solutions, and these creative solutions could lead to learning, could lead to problem solving, could lead to starting businesses. And so what this creativity that we have, or access to creativity in abundance, seems to be rooted in something that perhaps is not really solving any problems, or is rooted in something that is rooted in a reality that is false, or just replicating a past technology, a past reality. For example, the current AI and all these logarithms and LLMs and whatever their official names are, I don't really care for, but it seems that we're just in a repetitive cycle where in this tech age it's just a new tech, but it's just a new name really. And while it may be faster, it may be able to solve problems faster or increase workflow, there really is no creative input. It's just a processing of data and information faster, and being able to process more data and more information faster. And now there may be an abundance of uses that I'm not aware of, but it seems that with all the hype and all this greatness and all the amount of resources that this AI and these data centers are going to be acquiring, the human condition has not moved. The improvements in society have remained stagnant. The only thing that is pushing the societal change or improving society is really the financialization, which with this over financialization is going to run into troubles eventually with a weakening dollar and debt crisis, and eventually this hedonism is just going to tire everybody out, and we're going to have to fall back onto something. I don't think it'll be Bitcoin that will solve our financial problems or spur a new economy. The only way that we can come out of the problem that has been rooted a long time ago, perhaps probably maybe 60 years ago, maybe further, I don't know, we can debate that, is to really start focusing on the individual, removing barriers that are impairing the individual's creativity and participation in society, remove barriers to entrepreneurship, and start utilizing the current infrastructure, for example the public school infrastructure, for good, instead of just using as a means to just keep kids in school to go off and get a degree to keep this phony economy going. And this needs to really, the only way it's going to come about is through someone who understands all this, and then has the means or the power to somehow start pushing legislation, so that we can really start shifting our society from this hedonistic empire into more of a creative empire where it serves the individual and makes the individual stronger, makes our communities, neighborhoods stronger, our public school system stronger, and makes our government stronger. A weak government is not going to solve our problems. Yes, maybe a limited government is a good solution, but at the moment, a limited government is what we have when the citizens' First Amendment right and creative potential are put under a bushel, which is what is happening and has been happening for a while now through I guess we can say the false doctrines of economic doctrines, social doctrines, doctrines on philosophy and psychology and human behavior. All not really proven to be all that correct. They may have been useful, we may have learned a lot, and we may have helped push the barrier of our knowledge of our existence and how to help people, and we certainly have done a lot. But unfortunately, the human condition is still remaining stagnant, and until we figure out a way to improve the human condition and at the same time find a way to restructure our society so that as the citizen improves and the condition and the livelihood of the individual improves, so does society improve with that person. And as society improves, society starts pulling up more people so that they can start participating in the same doctrine as that individual: the creativity, the First Amendment rights, the civil liberties, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, proposition all men are created equal, an inclusive society, a society that promotes participation, opportunities, really for all. Whether you want to participate or not, that's your choice. Whether you have the courage or not, that's fine too. Whether you want to go find the courage or nurture the creativity to participate in a unique way, that is completely and totally up to you in a participatory society that's based upon all these wonderful theories that we've come across and have slowly been nurturing these various ideas in different ways to just bring about the better understanding of the human condition and how to improve it. Thank you for listening today. No sunrise to share. These ramblings can be fun, and I know I speak sometimes not in the most coherent and organized manner, but I am working on improving that. So I do thank you. May we all come together, built upon the ideals of life, liberty, pursuit, and happiness, proposition that all men are created equal, inclusiveness, and perhaps into the coming new age of society, of the economy, and new theories that are going to be emerging, but the participatory economy society that is built upon an absolute respect over the First Amendment right and civil liberties, and the creative potential of every citizen, every human being, so that we can then test the limits of these ideas: life, liberty, pursuit, happiness, proposition all men are created equal, inclusiveness, and participation. Without the creative spirit, without the First Amendment right, we can't test these ideas. We can't test the limits of their existence, their reality. And then if we can't test them, we don't grow as people, we don't grow as a society, our government becomes weaker. And when our government becomes weaker, we see fractions start in society, and they just become heavily unionized. These unionism type of ideas start to grow, and they just put more and more pressure on creativity and the First Amendment right. So we really need to step up to the plate. We need to start hitting some home runs and get some people on base here, because if this creative potential, this creative spirit dwindles, we really lose everything. We lose all the ideals that we have been working on and testing up to this point, whether they're right or wrong, whether you agree or not. These ideas, they need to be tested, they need to be brought out into the light, they needed to be brought to the edge of their existence. What is the limit of this idea, and then what comes next? And that can only be done through a creative spirit that is fostered throughout all of society, and an absolute respect for the First Amendment right. So I thank you all for this great day, and thank you for listening. Have a great day, and it's time for me to get to work.